Hello my gorgeous babes out there, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for watching today. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the new Pastel Dreams palette from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. And you know your girl loves a good pastel, and I'm just so happy that all these different brands are coming out with pastel palettes. It's just perfect for the springtime, and I just love a good pastel. So if you guys are interested in seeing me create a look, see me do some swatches, and give you guys my thoughts on the palette as well as Give Me Glow, then keep on watching. Alright love bugs, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. But I am ready to create a nice little pastel look. I got my little pastel striped sweater on, and it is hot as hell here. I'm in Texas, it's warm, and I got a sweater on. But I cranked up the AC because that was the only way I could wear a sweater and sit in front of all these lights and be able to like handle it and not just die from heat. But I'm here for the pastels. I'm ready. So let's get into this. I do want to mention though that I will leave timestamps below in case you're just here for the swatches or my final thoughts, or if you just want to go right to the look, I'll have timestamps. I'm gonna try to do this going forward, so you guys will have to let me know if this is actually helpful and if you actually like when people do that, because I don't know, I'm trying different things and I'm trying to gauge what kind of stuff you guys want me to do on my channel. But hopefully going forward, I will remember to put timestamps. So this right here is from Give Me Glow. If you don't know about them, they are an indie makeup brand, and they are also a Black-owned makeup brand, which is amazing. And they are just known for making really pigmented eyeshadows, super high shine, creamy metallics, and they just make such beautiful palettes and different color stories. So here it is. This one is so pretty. This is $54. It's currently sold out on their website, but they do plan to restock. So just follow like their Instagram or sign up for their newsletter so you can get updated when that restocks. It has a huge mirror, and the shadows. There are 12 shades in here, and the pans are huge. They're much bigger than like normal standard like eyeshadow pans, and they're very pretty. Now I know this palette is pretty pricey, and you do have to pay for shipping if you don't spend over $100, and Give Me Glow's website is the only place you can get their products. But I do think their quality and their shadows are so good that they're worth the money, but that's up to you whether it's, you know, worth it or not, or what you're willing to spend on. So there's 6 mattes in here, there's 6 shimmers, so it's a good ratio to matte to shimmers. And there are some pressed pigments in here, and you know, pressed pigments aren't considered eye safe because they can stain the eyes. So if you don't like having those kind of things in your palettes, then you're probably going to want to avoid this, because I think Twinkle Twinkle is a pressed pigment, Magic Mint, Pink Rain, and I think that was it. Anyway, so let's do some live swatches. So I want you guys to see how beautiful these things swatch and how pigmented that they are, and just see the glorious nature of these shadows. So let's start. I'm gonna swatch it on my arm here, and I'll just go 3 at a time. So there's Lavender Sky. Now these metallics are super creamy. Don't press too hard in them because you can like definitely disrupt the shadow. And then there's La La Land, and then there's Peekaboo. What a cute name, Peekaboo. Oh, I love a good shadow name. So let's start. So we have, ooh, look at that beautiful lavender. See, I think I dig too deep into the pan, so it can kind of start to get crumbly if you dig way too much into the shadow. But very gorgeous. Then there's La La Land, which is a nice like pigmented pastel purple. Wow, that's very pigmented. And then I have Peekaboo, which is a beautiful high shine pastel blue metallic. Wow, that's really pretty. All right, let's get into the next 3 shades here. So there's Queen of the Clouds, then there's Twinkle Twinkle, and then there's Peach for the Stars. Another adorable name. So Queen of the Clouds. Wow, like look how pigmented that is for a pastel blue. Then there's Twinkle Twinkle, which is one of the pressed pigments. It's a very like neon peachy shade. It's a lot more neon in person than it's showing on camera. And then this is Peach for the Stars, which is a beautiful peachy metallic shade. So going on to Pink Rain, Daydream, and Too High for this. That's hilarious. Favorite name so far is that one. So we have Pink Dream. Oh my gosh, it's so easy to swatch these. Then there's Daydream, right? Is that Daydream? Yeah. The pastel pink metallic. And then here is Too High for this. Look at that. And this definitely has like a yellowy gold shift to it. This one too. I think maybe all of the metallics might have like a gold shift to them. We have Magic Mint, Rise and Shine, and it's so fluffy. So Magic Mint, all I can keep thinking about is Magic Mike. Look at that pastel, it's so pigmented. Then there is Rise and Shine, a nice bright yellow metallic, and then the last one, it's so fluffy. Another nice pigmented yellow pastel. So let me show you guys them up close and then we can get into the look. Alright, so I have you guys zoomed in so we can create this look, but if you're wondering what's on my lips, I am wearing the Buxom lipstick in Icon. It's a nice like peachy like nude shade for me. Let me build it up a little bit more. It's so good. These are like plumping lipsticks, so they definitely have like a little bit of a plumping feel to them, but I really love Buxom's lip products. And then for my face and everything, I'll link everything that I'm wearing below in case you want to know what's on my face. So let's get into this beautiful palette. I did prime my eyes with the Juvia's Place eye primer. The eye primer is so good. So good. You should definitely check it out if you haven't tried it. But I'm thinking I want to concentrate on the yellows, the greens, and maybe the blues. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all the shadows, but that's what's pulling me in right now. So I'm going to start off with the blue shade. So Queen of the Clouds. I'm going to just dip into that. Like, look how much comes up on the brush. And I'm going to start with that on the outer part. Alright, so I'm going to switch to this flat shader brush so I can pack it on more. Now, of course, if you want pastels to be even more like vivid and pigmented on the eyes, you definitely could go down with a white base, like a very light white base, or put a like liquid shadow underneath or use concealer. But this primer is great from Juvia's Place because it is pigmented and like very opaque. So I feel like that's going on just fine. And these pastels are very pigmented. Like, very pigmented. It doesn't look ashy, and it's definitely like more bold in person than it's shown on the camera because all the lighting in here is kind of washing it out a little bit. So the next shade that I want to use is Magic Mint. I'm going to clean off this brush. And I want to use that in the center part. And just concentrate it here. And over here as well. This is very pigmented too. Definitely want to just pack these shadows on. Because if you fluff them out, they're definitely going to sheer out and like look a lot lighter. But if you pack these pastels and just build them up, they can just be so pigmented. And now in the inner portion, I definitely want to use the yellow matte, which is, it's so fluffy, and I want to use that in the inner portion of my eye. Wow, that's a beautiful pastel yellow. I'm going to use two shades on my bottom lid now. So I'm going to take La La Land on the outer portion, and I'm going to just kind of stamp that down here. Definitely want to, you know, use multiple shades so you guys can see. So I think I want to take Twinkle Twinkle, they like peachy matte, and I'm going to use that in the inner portion. That definitely looks very neon in person, but it's very, very pigmented as well. Oh, this is so pretty. So now that I have the mattes all laid down, I want to start laying down some metallics. So of course I'm going to go in with some glitter glue from NYX and put that all over the lid, and we can lay down some shimmers. So I got the glitter primer laid down pretty much on most of the lid except on the outer corner. And now I'm going to start off with Peekaboo. So I'm just pretty much going to match the metallics to like where the mattes are. We're going to start off with Peekaboo right here on the edge here of the blue matte. That's a really, really, really nice metallic blue. And then I'm going to clean that brush off, and I'm going to go into Too High for this, the metallic green. Yes, that has a like goldy yellow shift to it. Very, very pretty. And then I want to go into Rise and Shine in the inner portion, and I will probably wrap that into my inner corner. That's really, 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 really pretty too. So I'm going to take a little small pencil brush, and I'm going to use that in the inner portion. And I want to take a little bit of peach for the stars on the bottom part here. So I'm going to do the shimmers on my other eye really quickly. Alright, so the other eye is done, and I think this looks really, 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 really pretty. I am definitely a fan of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my eyes off camera. You know, the usual spiel, liner, something in the waterline, some mascara, and then I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. Alright guys, so here is the finished look, and I am in love with this little pastel dream I got on my eyes. All I did off camera was I went in with the Major Pleasure mascara from Nabla. I used the Serial Liner from Nabla and did a little bit of a wing, and then in the waterline I went in with a cream shade from ColourPop. This is the shade Honey Dude, because I wanted to keep the look, you know, more light and open because it's, you know, pastels. But I'm very, very happy with this look. Now, it's not revolutionary, it's just a pastel rainbow look, but I'm very, very impressed with the shadows in this palette, and I think this is the best pastel matte formula I've ever tried. If you are looking for a very pigmented pastel that builds up, that can be blended and not get ashy and weird and like sheer, this is it. This is so good and the best. And I've tried a lot of different pastels from different brands, especially since they've been coming out with so many pastel palettes like this season, because it's definitely in for spring, and this is so good. Now this is definitely more of an accent palette for me because I like to have deeper eyeshadows, I like to deepen up my looks, and I like that kind of versatility. So I would have to pull in another palette to like play with it and create looks that I like. Now I still think you could create a really beautiful all pastel look, but just for my personal preference I would need to pull something in. But even with that, this is still worth it for me because it's very hard to find good pastels, and it's just really rare that you can find a pastel that isn't too sheer or ashy and just won't like really do much on the eyes. So very, very impressed. Now of course you have to determine for yourself whether this palette is worth it or not, because it is a pricey palette and not everybody uses pastels. So if you don't ever use pastels in your eyes, then it definitely wouldn't be worth it. But if you do and you like to add it to your collection and you want some pastels so you don't have a lot, or you're looking for better pastels, you would probably be really, really happy with this. So you have to determine if the color story is right for you, the price tag is worth it for you, and all that stuff, whether you want to pick it up. But that was my whole spiel about this palette. I hope you guys like the look I created. I hope that this was helpful and letting you know whether it's worth it or not for you. And I would just love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let me know, did you pick up this palette? Are you planning to? Are you passing on it? Or if there's anything you would recommend me picking up and trying, I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you like fashion, makeup, beauty, and all that fun stuff, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family we got going on. And don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have the palette link below. Now, of course, this is out of stock, but you can sign up to be notified when this comes back into stock. And I would suggest following like their Instagram, where they like post a lot of information when they're doing restocks and stuff. So highly recommend doing that. And I will also link all the makeup that I am wearing on my face today if you're interested in knowing what I'm wearing, as well as other videos that you might be interested in, and my contact information. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty. If you want to join my Instagram fam as well, I would really appreciate that and love that. But that was everything, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I just hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you love and light. But until next time, bye guys.